So I'm back inside tutorialsteacher.com. They have a pretty neat list of the things that I'm actually using myself normally. We have arrays that you already played around with. You can go and play with multi-dimensional arrays if you want, but that's pretty much arrays in arrays in arrays. Not something I think we should spend time on right now. We have collections here, and that's other types of arrays that are more generic. They are easier to use in my mind. And you can read about pros and cons here of each of these guys. I'm not going to use any of them right now. It's up to you if you want to use them. I'm going to move down a bit and start looking at what we call generic collections instead, because that is the ones I myself use the most, and to be honest, I feel that's what you guys should use as well. But again, it's really up to you which one you want to use. Some of the generic collections that I feel are very cool is the list and the dictionary. So those are the ones I'm going to focus on in the next lesson or two. And then there are of course some more helpful lists like the sorted list that can go in and automatically decide if it's what way it's sorted, stuff like that. We have the hash set that can go in and define we only want these specific strings once. So if you have a list of names, they would all be only shown once. If you have last, it'll only be one in a hash set, stuff like that. We will at least touch on lists and dictionaries during this course. I think the others I'll skip those and you can go and read about them on tutorialsteacher.com. But we have a lot of different ways of actually adding stuff inside a list of some kind. Now, arrays can be a pain because you have to manually extend arrays when you need to have more than whatever you started out with. So let's say in our case here that we actually wanted to add an extra word inside the array. So here I want to add another word. So some would think I would just go into position 3, which would be 4th location, and just add a new word here called something like that. I'll save it and let's try and run the application. And I actually get an exception. And the exception is index out of bounds. Not good, not good, what to do? So if I had to do this inside an array, I would have to make a few workarounds to actually make this run. And that's very memory. It's strong when we talk memory if you know exactly how many words you actually need. Where when we're talking about a dynamic list that can grow or shrink, then it's a lot better just to start using the list that we will try using in the next lesson. So, see you next time where we'll have a look at lists.